You might feel like you are on social 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I get it. It's not what you signed up for, not necessarily, but if you reframe your thoughts around it, you can find joy in the world of social media as a business owner in the specialty niche cash realm. Because if you use it, it is a free platform. Not that your time is free, but it is a free platform that can absolutely build community. So it is worth doing. It is absolutely worth the time that you put in. So I encourage you to reframe your mind around the world of social media. Here are the 3 things I'm going to specifically talk to you about to help you reframe your thoughts surrounding social media and to maybe even give you back some time. 1 is to set parameters around your time, and I'll dive into that. 2 is to not share your personal life. You don't have to share your personal life, and that might help you not feel quite so drained or like it's taking kind of your energy away from you personally. You can also, number 3, share your stories and posts without it taking too long. Okay, so here's where we go. Number 1, in regard to setting the parameters, you don't have to get on social the second that you wake up in the morning. There is nothing that says you have to do something at a certain time on social. So for me, for example, I get up and I take my probiotics and then I do my meditation and then I get going with some coffee and then I do anything I need to do quickly as far as like patient cancellations or moving, like if I get an email and I have to move something around quickly before I get to the office. Those are the only things I do. Other than that, I'm doing my kids' hair, I'm eating breakfast, I'm doing like a normal morning thing. I don't even typically post on our business platform, like the clinic platform, until I walk through the door. In fact, I often take a picture of myself walking into the door. And I do this on repeat every day. It's just me showing up, and it's a nice way to see, the day starting at the clinic. And I'll get into why that becomes so easy, or that can be a tool to make things even easier. But the idea is that you don't have to start until your workday starts. And then you can set a break time at the end of the day as well. So for our team, that's 5 o'clock. For me, it's 8 o'clock. I am the owner, so I have set myself the 8 o'clock draw line on posting, but that means I still have hours before bed to not be on my phone. And for our team, it means the second they walk out that door, they can be done, unless there are things, of course, that they feel they want to share or something came up that they want to put on there, they certainly can. But really for us, it's a work day. We treat it like that. So setting timeline, like a parameter around your posting might help how you feel about social. So it doesn't just feel like it's always running, right? Like you just have to always be on social. The second is that you don't have to share your personal life. So this is one of the most important pieces for me personally, because I don't want people to know what I'm doing every day, how I'm doing it, who I'm doing it with, where I'm doing it necessarily. And I say that with a caveat. I do share things about my location. I do share things that I am doing, but I do it without sharing the people I'm with typically, and that includes my family, or if I do, I'm sharing the back of somebody's head or on delay, right? Like I'm doing it at a certain time and then I'm sharing it many hours later or even days later, and people don't really know that all the time. It's important not to overshare your personal life or to feel like you have to divulge things that maybe don't even relate to the business. And yet it's also important for people to get to know you, to trust you, to know who you are as a person, your passion behind things. So for me, for example, when I finally do share, I'm sharing myself walking through the door at the clinic. Or if I'm doing something early morning, I'm sharing my coffee as I'm pouring it into the cup, which really is nothing personal, but it feels personal because it's something I am doing. It's something that I am contributing to the day, but it's not my family per se. It's not even necessarily a face. I might not really want to show my face that day a whole lot. I'm showing my coffee being poured. I'm showing walking into the clinic, or I'm showing drinking my coffee in the clinic. I'm showing putting we diffuse smells in our office every day. I'm showing myself putting, the drops into the diffuser. I'm showing maybe vacuuming the clinic. Then I'm maybe hopping on midday and sharing something that happened in the clinic with a patient, not of course talking about the patient personally or sharing their name or anything that, would be HIPAA obtrusive, but it is sharing a story, an anecdote, something that is related to what you do professionally. That might show your A, professionalism, or B, passion, right? And then end of day, as the day gets going, you can talk about something goofy that happened. Like for us, it's that there was a weird smell coming from the bathroom. It wasn't us, and it wasn't a patient or anything. And we had to get it fixed. And that's just part of having a brick and mortar. And it's not always a fun thing to talk about, but it's interesting. It's real life. It's relatable. Not my personal life. And then it can be as much as ending the day and be I'm super tired. It was a long day. It was an awesome day, but I'm super beat. I'm going to go work out. And then for me, I'm usually filming when I'm walking on the track, because that's when I'm working. So these things that are not your family, they're not the friends you're personally hanging out with, they're not the specific interpersonal things you're dealing with, but they are you. They are related to you and who you are, and that helps people trust you, understand you, know the clinic, know how your team works, and that is very important. But I think you can pull your personal stuff out while still being trustworthy, while still sharing who you are individually. The third one is that you can find simple, easy ways to share your stories and your posts. They do not have to be intricate. The biggest thing I've learned in the many years I've been doing this, with success doing it, is that you don't have to necessarily worry about the numbers, and you do not have to make these things intricate or perfect. It is about putting the information out there. And obviously, if you're doing the things that you're doing, you are a professional, you know things about your niche that a lot of other people don't. So just sharing the things that you know is enough. Keeping it super simple is enough. Not putting millions of paragraphs into the copy is enough. You don't have to be elaborate with the things that you're doing. You can keep it super, super simple. And I really do mean that. I mean that with the posts, and I really mean that with the stories. So like I said, a picture of me walking through the door, I do that most days of the week. I'm doing things on repeat. I have systems, but it's still personal. It's still telling a story. It's still just showing that you're showing up, and that you're there, and that you're unwavering, that you're constantly, there to support your community. And so keep it simple so that you don't feel like you're burning out, but be consistent. Do show up and set your parameters so that you don't feel like you're constantly having to be on your phone, but do show up, because it is important. This builds community, and it helps people trust you and understand who you are, and it allows you to network while being in the comfort of your clinic, so you don't have to constantly pound the pavement, which I do think can be important. I think that there's a time and a place for really reaching people, in person, but we can't always do that. I'm treating all day, and then I have kids and a family, and I don't have the time to be networking all week long. So the way that I get to really reach my community and build this community and share what we're doing and share my passion for what we're doing is through social media. And so it's this gift. It's a gift we've been given that didn't exist 15 years ago when I started practice. So it's something that I appreciate more than I could possibly tell you, because I did pound the pavement. I did have to be out putting in the time to meet people individually, one person at a time, which again can be worthwhile, but it's exhausting over time. And again, with where I'm at in my life right now, I don't have the time to do that. And so the world of social media becomes a really beautiful portal for communication and for building a community. So I encourage you to reframe your brain around it. I encourage you to try some of these tools, see if it works, keep it simple, and have fun doing it, because people pick up on that, right? If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, please. You're what drives this whole thing that we're doing. Ask the questions, leave comments, let us know what you're thinking. Enjoy your night.